Fala galera, aqui que fala é o BR e sejam bem-vindos a mais um vídeo do meu canal. Eu trago aqui pra vocês mais um vídeo de notícias de vazamento do PlayStation 5. No caso vai ser um vídeo que eu vou reagir, como vocês podem ver, que é do unboxing do controle Dualsense, galera, do PlayStation 5. Sim galera, primeiro unboxing que esse cara ele conseguiu antecipadamente o controle do Dualsense. Então bora ver como é que vai ser. E eu coloquei a legenda e tá, só tem a legenda em inglês, galera, mas eu consegui traduzir automaticamente do inglês para o português. Então, bora lá a reagir aqui. Bom, estou no vídeo aqui e vamos começar em 3, 2, 1 e vai!
This is the brand new Dualsense controller for
PS5,
which we happen to have a little early. So why don't we take a deeper dive on what the PS5 controller is all about? If there's sand inside this box, I am gonna cry live on camera. So up front, Dualsense wireless controller for PS5. We'll flip it over to the back. Haptic feedback, feel more with physically responsive feedback to your in-game actions.
Okay.
Triggers, that's actually something I definitely want to try. Built-in microphone, which is nice to have because I'm someone who doesn't usually keep a headset around. And signature comfort. Contents, Dualsense wireless controller and an instruction manual.
Manual de instruções.
Compatible hardware, PlayStation 5. I hope that that's not always going to be the case, because this can be really sad if this doesn't work on Android, iOS as a normal Bluetooth controller. All right, here goes nothing. Let's unbox the PS5 controller for the first time.
Que é, pra quem não sabe, unbox é desempacotar em inglês.
No, literally, where you facing you?
This
it was
thing.
facing. No.
This thing?
Do you want me to unbox it for you?
Oh, this thing. Oh, yeah. That. I saw that. Oh yeah, that is a Dualsense controller.
Dualsense controller.
This is gray.
É
All
cinza?
the images make it look totally white. Wait, here. For comparison, this is a Dualsense, or sorry, a DualShock 4. Can you see the difference there? This looks so
cinza?
significantly grayer.
Caraca, parece cinza mesmo. Nossa, eu pensava que era branco.
That's literally all you get in the box. There's an instruction manual, but there's no USB cable or anything like that. So what do you get with your $70 Dualsense PS5? Well, first of all, a very similar familiar layout. So you have your D-pad here, which I will say the D-pad is like one individual piece, so you can see that the entire thing moves as you tap it back and forth. You also do have your standard buttons, which actually have like a little bit of a different feel to them. You have our clickable PlayStation button. Oh, it's come alive. Okay.
Ganhou vida.
We'll ignore that for a moment. There's a physical button on here, which looks like it is for muting either your headset or I assume the actual mic. And then you have your little touchpad, which feels very similar to what you got on the PS4. Now the thumbsticks, I like it. It's actually a very grippy kind of finish. So it's got that little dome on the inside, so it's easy to grab. I mean, literally no matter where I touch it, it's very, very grippy. You want to teabag your mom? I don't know, is that what kids sound like on PSN these days? So on top we have our triggers. Oh, that's actually really nice. But it's actually surprisingly stiff. Not so much the fact that like you really have to like crank it in, but like you have a lot of sort of levels of sensitivity there. Interesting. Something I'll say with all of these buttons, they feel well damped, right? So if you use a lot of controllers, especially if you use like cheap controllers, you can tell that oftentimes you can see that it's a button, but it kind of just like feels sort of hollow, doesn't feel very, I don't say premium, but like you kind of tell it just feels a little cheapy. Every single one of these buttons, I mean, you can hear it. It's very like satisfying sounding. So of course we have our USB-C port down here.
USB-C.
Nothing really on the back, short of what looks to be a little like pinhole. I wonder if this is how you reset it. There's a little QR code on the back. I wonder what happens if I scan the QR code. There we go, hit the code. Oh, look, that exactly lines up with the actual number on the back of the PS5 controller. So I don't know if you can see, but like, it's really pretty sharp, whereas you look at something like the DualShock 4, it's much rounder on the bottom. So there's no doubt that the DualSense is a larger overall controller than what you get.
Mano, agora que eu tô pensando, o DualSense ele é muito largo.
Yo, what's up, dude? Yeah, why you're upside down? It's like we're looking at a sexy mirror. All right, dude, come look at this. Look at this. It is a lot bigger than the DualSense or the DualShock 4. Like if you put it like side by side. I prefer Xbox controllers. So I've got the Series X controller here. So the thing is, they've got like the same layout. No, I'm definitely gonna get the PS5. The controller's dope. I don't know. I think
Nossa, falou mal do PlayStation, meu Deus. Ah, desculpa, galera. Cada um tem a sua opinião.
Yeah, of course, man. So when you put the Dualsense controller side by side with the Xbox Series X controller as well as the DualShock 4, there are a few things that really jump out. First of all, this guy seems tiny, right? Both of these controllers seem much larger. Specifically, the DualSense actually I think is the biggest of the three. I'm not gonna say that I need to tear this thing apart, but I kind of want to see what's inside. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Welcome, friends, to a trip down bad idea lane. Starting out with, let's do what no one in their right mind would ever try and think would remotely work. Let's plug the Dualsense controller into an Xbox.
Opa, vai conectar no Xbox Series X o controle pra ver se funciona. Vamos ver. Vamos ver se funciona.
Of course. Am I gonna do it anyway? Absolutely. Oh, it's charging. The PlayStation is harvesting its energy from the Xbox. Nope. Okay, don't plug this into your Series X. Let's try a PS4. So,
Tá, não funcionou.
This is supposed to work. And is it going to work? Oh my god, the microphone works. Check, check. Ah, it works. I mean, that sounds terrible.
Oh, look at that. Is that?
Oh my god.
Is that it?
No, it is not. But it cared though. It showed up as a wireless controller. Wait a
no,
minute.
it's blue. It's blue though. That's not
connected.
And it's not to say that this in the future couldn't work with the PS4. I don't think they would necessarily need.
They want to sell PS5s.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
This just got spicy, my friends. Spicy. Next up, we have one of the most hardcore gaming PCs that I own, the Surface Laptop Go. Is that because it's the only PC that I have that I don't have to go search for? Yes, yes it is. But hey, PC's a PC, right? Oh, it works. Okay, so our X-axis works.
Ok, tá conectando o controle no PC. Vai que tá funcionando.
But the top buttons work, rotation works, face buttons work. Dude, this is a fully functional PC controller. It might not be set up quite right. I would say it almost definitely won't be. But I plugged in and it just works right out of the box. Wireless controller. Yes, please. The DualSense is now paired with my Pixel 5. What happens if I press buttons? It works! It works as a home button. Wait, hang on, if I scroll? Dude, this 100% works. Now,
Mano, tá funcionando no celular. Mano do céu, será que funciona no tablet também?
Yeah, buddy! I am playing an Xbox game using the DualSense 5. Or the DualSense regular. So this certainly isn't the way I thought I would first test out the DualSense.
Que legal, mano.
There are some things that we can learn here. So,
Mano, da hora. Ele conecta no celular, no PlayStation 4 e no computador, mano. Já gostei do Dualsense. Gostei mais ainda.
I really like these triggers, even without the fact that I don't have that extra sort of level of feedback that I will when I'm playing on PS5.
Pera aí.
They just have a nice feel to them. Something else that's interesting as I wildly go off the road is the fact that this has a little bit of a looser style of stick than I'm used to. So especially if you played a lot on the Xbox controller, you'll know that that is a little bit of a firm feel. This actually feels
Pronto.
a little bit lighter, but I don't hate it.
Deixa eu voltar rapidinho, galera.
I test out the DualSense controller, but there are some things that we can learn here. So, of course, some of the special features simply are not working here. So I don't have any of the vibration, I don't have any of the haptic feedback. What I do have is a good sense for how the controller feels. So there are a couple of things that jump out to me. I really like these triggers, even without the fact that I don't have that extra sort of level of feedback that I will when I'm playing on PS5. But they just have a nice feel to them.
Mano, tá da hora. Muito legal.
Is the fact that this has a little bit of a looser style of stick than I'm used to. So especially if you've played a lot on the Xbox controller, you'll know that that is a little bit of a firmer feel. This actually feels a little bit lighter, but I don't hate it. It's easy enough to control. I also really like the size of this controller. I don't exactly have huge hands, but this feels very, very comfortable. But with very little setup, I am up and running using the DualSense controller on Android and specifically inside of Xbox Game Pass.
Xbox Game Pass.
Are we gonna open it?
we're gonna open it. There's no clear way of doing this, so I think my only way to do it is to start by getting some guitar picks in here and just trying to separate it from the chassis. You realize that all the bumps on the controller are tiny little like triangles and squares and circles? I know that. What's really in there? Oh, okay. Now might be a great time to remind you to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell because we have a whole lot more PlayStation content on the way soon, including, who knows, maybe a little bit of a in-depth look at the PS5 itself. Nice.
Não, mano, tá abrindo o nosso console, nossa, me dá agonia quando eu abro o console. O console não, o controle. Ah, mano. Tá me dando dó de abrir.
Boom. Well, we broke it, but it's fine.
Oh, we did break it. Well,
that's okay. Whatever. For science. For science.
So inside we have what are pretty major rumbles in the actual handles themselves. You also see that the impulse triggers, there's a whole lot going on here. I'm not sure if you can quite see that, but essentially right below the trigger, there's this huge mechanism here, which while I can't actually get it to fire up. Now we also do have our 1560 milliamp hour battery. This part, I was going to say any part of this controller is mildly user serviceable, would probably be the battery. You can kind of get the battery out without destroying everything. The main problem we had was removing this shell. You see that the plastic is very complex shape, so it actually comes in underneath where the triggers are, and it's really hard to get that out without breaking, so maybe some slight damage there. But I think we actually can get this back together and it should work. This has two microphones. Wait, do you see this? So there's a microphone right here, which is what you would see on this part of the controller, right? So it's like right below where the PlayStation logo is. But if you look on the back, there's a second microphone which lines up with the little hole right here. Yeah. So I guess it doesn't have to listen to the sounds of your hands furiously clicking in Red Dead 3. No, because the speaker you can see is actually right here, and the speaker is actually fairly large. You know, the speaker looks like an HDMI port. There is a whole lot of tech that is crammed into the Dualsense controller, which makes sense, especially at $70.
$70.
Until next time, thank you very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more PS5 content like this. And I will now go and spend the next 3 hours trying to reassemble this. And maybe get some super glue.
Mano, gostei muito, galera. Bom, e é isso, galera. Espero que vocês tenham gostado, galera. Se você gostou do vídeo, deixa o seu like que vai me ajudar muito, galera. Se inscreva no canal se você não for inscrito. Ativa o sininho para não perder o vídeo, tá, galera? Compartilhe com seus amigos no Facebook, no WhatsApp, no Twitter, no Instagram e etc. Se inscreve aí, se torne inscrito. Já faço parte de stream. Bora bater a média de 100 inscritos, galera. Porque tá difícil, galera. Bora bater a média de 100 inscritos antes de acabar esse ano, galera. Então, é isso. Valeu, falou e tchau, galera. Fui!